Welcome to Radio Fixer's channel. Subscribe for upcoming videos. Welcome back. This is part 4 of Rad Radio House restoration. We're going to test and also repair IF transformers, and we're going to make installation for those IF transformers. We're going to replace the bad wires in chassis. We're going to replace all those, and also we're going to install IF transformer to the chassis. I'm going to install a dial variable capacitor in the chassis, also replacing all the paper capacitors. Repair the Mac capacitors, replace the light bulb wires, and install the light circuit assembly. We're going to install the dial strain, and next we're going to clean the tube socket. So let's get it started. Enjoy the video. I'm working on this now. So what I did first, I documented this where the marking is and where actually the wires, like red, black, blue, white, and also the top when you turn it around, exactly what the top look like. The reason I document all this because you want to remember how this actually going to install inside, make it much easier. So I'm going to remove this. I already loosened up, I can tell. Let's see how bad is inside, because those wires need to be replaced anyhow, right? I already see some rust in it. I promise you that if there's a screws inside, those are all rust out. Don't want to lose those screws. Okay, let's pull it out. Oh wow, I haven't tested them yet. See, there's no screw there. I don't know if that's been rust out, but there is one right here. It's a little washer here. I'll hold on to that one. Oh, it's a paper. It's like a paper bag, so I assume this was over this for protection, like that. As you see, there's a bunch of garbage in here. Unbelievable. Okay. Let's see, this needs to be also cleaned. This is going to be a good time to clean everything. So many paper inside, and they're all, I suppose, these all where all the schematic inside the radio been chewed off. Somehow I need to clean up this without damaging everything. If it's longer, I always can cut, but if it's short, you cannot do that much. You can see there is no ohm reading, and so that immediately is, oh no, my gosh. Because to find this type of can to fit that, to fit the chassis is very, very hard. I tried several IF cam that I have, but none of them they fit. So what I decide to do to repair this, hopefully this is gonna work, and what I have to do, I have to remove all the corroded area. As you can see in the picture, this all the wire through time corroded, and I'm sure that's why there is no ohm rating. There's two coils in top of each other. I'm going to unsolder the one that I see corrosion on it. I'm going to try to unwrap the wire and hopefully it's going to be on the surface only. If I can unwrap it, then I can resolder it back, then do the ohm testing to see if I see any type of reading. Hopefully this works. Both of these are finished and the current goes through them. I've just been lucky to they both work, as I did the ohm test on both of them, and there is a reading. That's a good sign. So I'm working actually in the case, and as soon as that finished, I'm going to install this inside. Here I'm lubricating the screws so it doesn't rust, doesn't come back. This is what I used. It's pretty thick material. Remember those two insulation that when I removed it, they broke off. So I made this, marked it, as you can see, mark them, and then use the soldering iron to put the holes. And this one I already installed like that. All right. Of course, when it goes in, I'm going to cover here like that, because you don't want those metals touch the casing. So it should work. This one had one screws up with one hole. The other one, is a 3 holes. So this is where you need those drawings. So the smaller one first. This one, the whole location. So I have to hold it this way. Then this is where the marking, 3924. So right here is so hard to see. So this is it. And the red, that's going to be right here. See blue, red, and blue in the top marking. Just need to line it up. All right, it's in. Put this washer back. Now, before I install it, I'm going to again measure it. Make sure when I was installing this inside the case, I didn't damage it. We're going to measure the ohm, of course. If you can see it or not. Excellent reading. This is ready to be installed. Great. Blue and red. This one is ready to install too. They're both great. I'll put some lubrication right in this bearing here. See that bearing right there? Just lubricating this where it doesn't rust again. I don't want any rust anywhere. Oh, they're rotating much better. Start wiring this one. This is already run it all the way. Now I'm working at the red one. It goes from this tube to the others. I suggest pretty highly, do not, let's say if you're going to remove this wire, don't remove both sides at the same time. Remove one side, hook up new wire, then go back there, take the old one out and hook up the new one. And I don't know about you, it's sometimes it's really difficult to keep with this, and that's the really make your job much easier. Believe me, it does. Because there's so much mass here, as you see. All these wires, because this radio was rusted so bad, need to be replaced. To give you an example, this is like a very small capacitors, is like 0.0005. As you see, if you can see or not, even this was rust out. And when I was working on it, it fall off. So it's right here. It says right goes right here. So that's why, you have to take your time and document everything. Document everything. This goes again right here. I don't know if you could see it or not. Document, because pretty soon you're going to lose, a focus, especially if you don't have a schematic. I don't know about you. I do this as a hobby. Even the schematic, I have a hard time to go, follow the direction they have. It's better having a schematic than you don't, but it makes it easier, of course, to have that. But again, if you just take your time, do one thing at a time, it's going to be fine. Look at this one. Also is rust out, right? Of course, this is going to be replaced because, again, the radio was rust pretty bad. All these wires need to be replaced, you see, because if I don't, if I just don't replace them, and if anything happens, it's so hard to find out which one is not working after everything, is being installed. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to do one wire at a time. Again, like this one, you see, I haven't hooked it up. I took the old one out right here. I connect a new one. Now I'm going to go here, take this side out right here, hook up this, then continue there. I might not solder here first because I'm going to run the wires. When I run this red wire, which it goes right there, here, there, assume that wire goes to every, tube. And that is, how they get their, the electricity goes through tube by tube. Sorry, sometimes I move this and you cannot see it. So I have to keep checking computer to see if you can see what I'm trying to show you. So again, it is, find out, change one wire at a time. Do not take all of them out. I'm telling you, it's going to be a big mess if you don't have electronic background. It's easier to do this way. Of course, if you have electronic background, it's not a big deal for you. But for me, it is. And, I try to just take my time and do a little bit at a time. Anyway, I want to explain that to you. And I'm going to try to finish this one. I'm going to, again, so let's see it. Gee, there's wire everywhere. It's so confusing. Don't get overwhelmed. Don't get overwhelmed. Take your time. This is a hobby. If it messed up, really doesn't matter. This was a piece of junk anyhow, right? That's how we learn. Is this going to work? I don't know, but at least, I'm trying to save it and learn from the process. But the most important is learning, from the process. Then when you have an expensive radio, you know exactly what to do. All right. Again, this radio, I paid $6 for it, That was too much for it. Especially at Dead Rat. At this time, I call it this Dead Rat radio because I don't know what this is. I know it's the RCA, or the tag says RCA. Of course, I removed that tag. I'm going to make the new one, put it here when everything finish. Anyway, just want to leave this message for you guys, and let's continue. Of course, because I sprayed this with clear coat, it takes a little longer to unsolder the thing because clear coat is over it. So if you see I'm struggling with removing the old parts, because it was a spray clear coat. Again, the reason I did that because I didn't want those rusts come back, and I knew all this wire going to change. All right. So sometimes what I do, I add a little solder to my solder gun, then try to remove the old one. That way, the new solder going to melt everything is much quicker. I try to do it the other way, and believe me, I struggle with it because of the clear coat. All right. Hopefully this makes sense. I have also, I'm using this tool when I try to unsolder the part, try to open. Usually these things have each of them as a small hole. I try to clean it as quick as I can, like this one. You see, I cleaned them right here. So with this, when I heat up, I just flick it like this. It comes out much easier, the solder. You will see. See, it adds a little bit here to it. First, let me clean the tip. So with this small screwdriver, very small, tiny one, I'm opening those holes. See now? So I can put the wire in there. Okay, it's totally open. And I had some lead on the both side of wire, just a little bit, so it hold all the wires together. This is a different wire than the other one I was using. Okay. Okay. These people usually buy a part from. Also, there's another company I buy it from. They're great people. So that's why you always take a picture to remember where everything's are. Your one side goes to here. Of course, the other side of the capacitors go to right here. Here and here. These are the two. If you look at right here. Yeah, right here. This is since it had the rust. That's why it broke off. So I'm cleaning the post. Then I'm going to extend them so I can reuse it. Of course, I'm going to, after cleaning, I'm going to test it. There's no number. So yeah, there's something. There's a 5000. Let me clean the post so I can measure it. So this one is fine too. This is in the range. This is a mega ohm. Very close. So this is a good part as well. What I'm doing now, there's the last two wires here. These are goes to the, the light. I'm going to disconnect those. Of course, I'm going to cut it to make it easier. Then I unsolder it. Those are the last two pieces I need to put together. All right, next thing what we're going to do is we're going to try to make this dial string. And I bought this years ago, and this is, it should be pretty simple, I hope. That's the part that was cleaned. Remember, all of us rust out. Everything was rust out. So this goes right here. There's a washer. And all right, this is also finished. String. Spring you start right here, goes here, 3 loops, come back and hook up to the same spring. So if you turn it this way, see this goes down. Okay. And now dial goes the other direction. Just need some lubrication, that's all here. So this is done too. All right. Again, a couple of drops of this will do. I'm gonna have a couple of them here, maybe one here. So we got much better. And also here in the back. See, now it's much smoother. All right. And this is a great, great product. Now what we're going to do, we're going to hook up this, use the insulation for the wires to make it look nicer, something like that. These are the nylon thing I bought a long time ago. Let me show you something like that, and it's brown, so just fit the wire to it and make it like your old style. Do you have to do this? Really, no, but I like to keep it as old style as possible. So let's install this. I have a couple of options. Of course, I'm going to take the solder out. I'm going to hook it up right here. This one, I don't want to take this stuff apart. I might just solder it somewhere here and put some type of insulation over it. See, this thing is falling apart. The wires all rust out. Let's work on that. I have a brush. I'm using like this brush. It's like really a pipe, pipe cleaner. It's like that. Different size. You just go inside and you just turn it like this. You want to clean all the pans like that before you install the tube, like this. All right. That should do to every tube. All right, all these tubes are tested and they're all okay. And so we're going to install the tubes. If the pens are not clean, it's always good to use the cotton swab and some alcohol. But do not use that much sandpaper. You're going to mess it up. If you decide if it's rust out, try not to sand it too much. It's getting there, man. It's getting there. It's coming along. I want to take this time and the opportunity to thank Steve as well as Dennis to assist me to find the schematics. Dennis, he contacted with me from Antique Radio Forum, and you see he put this information up there. That was very thoughtful of him. And also Steve. he sent me a message, and that was really nice of both of you to assist me to find the schematic. At least now I have it and I can start putting this thing together. I appreciate your time. I want to take the opportunity and thank you for taking your valuable time watching these videos. If you're interested to see more videos like this, feel free to subscribe to my channel and you will be notified when new video being uploaded. You have a great day.